Hello, this exercise is on loop devices and loop mounts. We'll see what loop devices are, how we attach a file to it, and how they can be mounted. Now, as you surely know, you can create a file system on a block device like a hard disk drive or an SSD or a USB stick, for example. And the name of such a block device can be /dev SDA or VDA, depending on your environment. And if you want to start using the file system, you will mount it on a directory, or mount point as it's called, so that it's part of the system's directory structure. But what if the file system is not on a disk device, but in a regular file, like for example an ISO file or a disk image? How can you mount it then? Well, this is where loop devices come in. A loop device is a block device like a regular disk. Now, if we run the file command on SDA, which is a disk, then we see it's a block special file. And the two numbers we see are the major number and the minor number. The major number determines the device driver to use for this device, and the minor number is the instance. So if you would have multiple disks, that would be major number 8 and minor number 0, 1, 2, etc. And if we would run the file command on loop 0, which is the first and only loop device that's present by default, we see that this is also a block device. The next step would be that we would attach a regular file that holds a file system to the loop device. So think of an ISO file or a disk image. Once the loop device is attached, it will function as an interface to that disk image. So you'll need a mount point to which you can mount the loop device. And once it's mounted, a new unused loop device is automatically created. Now let's do it. First I want to list my loop devices. I can use the loop setup command to list them like this, using -f or --find. In both cases we get the same result. So let's use this one for our first loop mount. The next thing we need is a file to attach to the loop device. So for demo purposes, I downloaded a very small Linux image, which is called tiny.img. And the file command tells me that this is a bootable file system. To connect, we can use the loop setup command once more. And we see that we've created a relationship between loop 0 and the image file. Next thing we do is we create a mount point, and we call it tiny, and we mount it. And finally, we run the df command and we see we've got a mounted image file. Now we run loop setup once more and we see that we've got a new available loop device. And I've got another file that I also need to mount, which is the mini ISO file. So first I create the mount point. And instead of attaching the device and then mounting it, I can do it in a single command. So run mount-o loop mini.iso and then the mount point. And we're done.